The day a 3D printer builds a home, technology and human dreams shaping the future of living. Chapter 1. What exactly is a 3D printed house? Building a house with a printer? At first glance, it might sound like science fiction. After all, most people associate printers with ink on paper. How could a machine like that construct a home? But around the world, a housing revolution is underway, one that uses 3D printers to construct real, livable homes. And it's not just theoretical. People are already living in houses built by 3D printers. A 3D printed house is made using a construction-grade printer that extrudes concrete or special materials in layers to form walls and structures. Through a massive nozzle, a paste-like substance is pushed out and layered, like icing on a cake, shaping the building as it goes. What used to take months can now be done in under 24 hours. Labor costs are cut, material waste is reduced, and design freedom is dramatically increased. Straight lines, curves, spheres, even sloped walls, almost anything an architect can imagine can now become reality with this technology. Chapter 2. Why do we need 3D printed homes now? Over 1 billion people globally live without proper housing. Whether due to war, natural disaster, or poverty, safe shelter is out of reach for many. Meanwhile, the construction industry is facing a serious labor shortage. In Japan, for example, nearly 30% of construction workers are over 60. Young people are not entering the field. And even if we want to build homes, we often lack the workforce. On top of that, the world is demanding more sustainable building practices to combat climate change. 3D printed homes address all of these challenges: fewer workers needed, faster construction, reduced material waste, and lower environmental impact. In short, this is the kind of housing our era desperately needs. Chapter 3. Japan's first step, Serendix's challenge. Japan has already entered the 3D housing space. In 2022, a startup called Serendix, based in Nishinomiya City, completed the country's first spherical 3D printed house known as the Sphere. It was built in just 23 hours and 12 minutes. The cost, around 3 million yen, roughly $20,000 USD. With a 10-meter diameter and dome-like structure. It's designed to withstand earthquakes and typhoons. However, under Japanese law, it still isn't recognized as a house. It's classified as a structure. Without regulatory reform, this game-changing technology may never go mainstream. Serendix is working closely with local governments to run pilot programs and build the legal groundwork to make 3D printed homes a reality in Japan. Chapter 4. The Homes of Hope, Saving Lives in Poverty. Perhaps nowhere is this technology more urgently needed than in developing regions. In Mexico, non-profit news story and tech company Icon have partnered to build a village of over 100 3D printed homes. Each house costs just $4,000 to build and is completed in 24 hours. They come with electricity, plumbing and insulation, real homes for real families. Across Africa, in places like Kenya and Mali, the UN is sponsoring similar initiatives, and perhaps most inspiring local youth are participating in the builds, gaining not only homes, but also job skills, pride, and a path forward. It's not just about giving people homes. It's about empowering them to build their own futures. Chapter 5. Government action will decide the future. Technology alone isn't enough. For 3D printed homes to become widespread, governments must get serious. In Japan, outdated laws only recognize traditional wood and steel construction. That means 3D printed homes can't get approved as legal residences. No loans, no insurance, no tax classification. We need policy reform, new building codes, updated regulations, financial mechanisms, and technical training. If Japan acts now, it could lead the world in 3D printed housing. If not, the opportunity will pass. Chapter 6. AI 3D Printing the Perfect Home. Imagine this AI analyzes your lifestyle, your land, local weather, sunlight, noise, and more. Within seconds, it generates the ideal design for your home. Then a 3D printer builds it in 24 hours. No waste, no mistakes. Beautiful, efficient, and personal. Housing becomes accessible to everyone. It's no longer about buying a house, it's about creating your own. Chapter 7. A single home can transform a community. A house isn't just shelter, it's a starting point for everything else. With 3D printers, abandoned homes can be revitalized. Disaster-stricken areas can be rebuilt quickly. Rural regions can attract new residents with affordable, quick-to-build homes. And from this, jobs emerge in AI design, materials, science, printer operation, and urban planning. Housing is the keystone for rebuilding society. Chapter 8. What remains is always the human heart. No matter how advanced our technology becomes, homes will always be about people. The laughter in the kitchen, the tears on the floor, the sunlight through the window. A house is more than concrete and design. It's a container for memory. 3D printing and AI are just tools. The real value comes from the hopes and dreams we pour into the spaces we create. What kind of home do you want to live in? And more importantly, what kind of life do you want to build inside it? The future has already begun.